Joining us now, our resident News 10 soccer expert, Paul Janes. And Paul, you watched the game here at News 10 inside the studios. We watched the first half together. Yeah. One of the most exciting 0-0 first halves that we ever seen. I mean, this first half was about missed opportunities.
Absolutely. I mean, you had so many good chances for both teams going through. And for a 0-0 game, it wasn't like they were two teams just sitting back and playing for the tie. These teams were both going at it. It was a great game of Germany controlling the ball, passing well, Argentina absorbing some pressure, but then as soon as Germany got around the 18-yard box, they condensed very well and they shut down and stopped Germany doing what they like to do, which is little give and goes in and around the box. So from both teams, I thought it was a very good game. And like you say, a couple of missed chances early on.
I don't think anyone expected this to be a high-scoring finals. Were you surprised that it was 0-0 at halftime? I
was, actually, yeah. I did think Germany would score maybe a goal or two. So, yeah, I mean, but the way Argentina has played throughout this tournament, only conceding 3 times, I think it was, going up to the finals. So you couldn't really discredit the quality of their defense, and they showed that throughout the game. But I just thought with Germany's offense and the firepower they have, I thought for sure they were going to at least get 1 or 2 in regulation.
In the second half, a little bit more of the same. We go to extra time, and then in the second period of extra time, it's Mario Götze. He was a substitute, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, what a dream, right? You come off the bench to win the World Cup for your country. And, I mean, he's a fantastic player. He comes in, the one time Argentina gets a little sloppy defensively, he pops up in that area, takes the ball down on his chest in stride and volleys it. The ability to do that is so tough. That is an amazing technique.
We're looking at this right now. I mean, this is touch, coordination, just everything happening right here.
Right, yeah. I mean, again, just off the chest, in stride, and as he's going down, just volleys it, tucks it wide. Beautiful goal. Just
he never looked at the goal as he kicked it either.
No, and you don't. I mean, when you're a player like that, you have that presence. You know where you're going. You know where to hit the ball. He knows the keeper's coming out, and he's going for that far post the whole time, and he just tucks it in beautifully.
Of course, Germany right there, hoisting the World Cup trophy. They take their 4th title, their first since 1990. Yeah. Overall, a successful World Cup?
As far as the entire tournament, absolutely. I mean, I think the group stage started out as one of the best I've ever seen. Goals, attacking, the quality of play from every team, I think, was fantastic. You definitely see a gap shrinking between the giants of soccer and the underdogs or the minnows. And we saw that with teams like USA, like Algeria. I mean, teams that Algeria really could have knocked Germany out in the round of 16. You know, I thought they gave them the hardest challenge of the tournament. So it's great to see these teams coming up and playing really well against the big boys.
You mentioned the minnows and the giants of this. When the World Cup started, you had 3 or 4 teams you would mention as the favorites, and Germany certainly among that. Sure. But it's great to see for soccer worldwide when you have these smaller countries and these teams who haven't been powerhouses who are now in this into the round of 16. Yeah,
it's fantastic, and I think it's really due to the globalization of the sport. No longer do you have Algerians only playing in Algeria. Now they're playing in France or they're playing in England. Same, you see guys from the USA, they're either playing MLS now or they're going across seas to play in Belgium, Holland, and it's just making a better product all around the world.
And you talk about minnows. I mean, the United States as a country is not a minnow, but when it comes to the sport of soccer, they're still building their program. How good did the U.S. look?
I thought they did well. I thought they did well with what they had. They came out of one of the toughest groups, probably the toughest group, in 2nd place, and a lot of people didn't think they were going to get out of that group. I think they have a good coach in place. I think tactically Klinsmann did a very good job. Every time he pulled a string, it seemed like he pulled the right string. Subs he put in scored with the John Brooks goal. When he put DeAndre Yedlin in, he contributed against Portugal. I think the future is bright for American soccer. I think they did really well.
Injuries are a part of every game. No excuses, but for the United States, how much did the Jozy Altidore injury hurt Team USA?
It definitely hurt in the way they like to play. They like to play that lone striker up top, and he's strong and he can hold the ball up. And we saw that Dempsey, while he played very well this tournament, is not the same kind of player. So it did take something away from the U.S. But we have to remember too that going into this tournament, everyone was worried about Jozy Altidore scoring at all. Had it not been for that game against Nigeria and Florida, he may not have started the first game. You know, he wasn't playing well. He was in a big drought. So who knows? He may have gotten in there and it may have been a different story, but I think they did as well as they were going to do with or without Jozy Altidore.
Thank you, Paul Janes, our News 10 soccer expert. We'll join you once again when we start talking about the Sacramento Republic. But hey, United States, not a bad showing. They played tough against the World Cup champions, the Germans.
Absolutely.